Yay.
Okay. Fantastic. Awesome. All right. So Mindset Monday. I uh there was like two different ways I wanted to have today's conversation, and I opted for number two, and to share with you just an influencer thought leader that I listen to often, that like can pack in like a 90-second clip um some of the most impactful and like concentrated and hitting mindset considerations ever. And they're on TikTok. And I don't know if I have the ability to share. I do have
Oh,
the
neat.
ability to share screen. Cool. I'm going to share with you, uh, my friend here, and let's have a conversation around
I don't know how.
as well. So there we are. There. Can you see there? I want to make sure. How do I make sure the audio plays? Challenges your position. Suddenly, a conversation about content or
There you
context
go.
turns into a confrontation, a criticism about their character, or ego posturing. Emotionally intelligent people shouldn't be doing that. If you say you're grounded, if you say you are self aware and mature, then this is where that maturity is supposed to show up in how you respond when you're tested by someone who doesn't have it all together. Like, you don't need to get back at them, you need to get better. Elevate your speech to match your spirit. Demonstrate excellence at your level, not ignorance at their level. At the end of the day, it's not about being right. Sometimes it's about staying in right alignment with who you say you are. Trust me, I get it. People twist my words all the time. I've deleted more replies than I've posted, and I've bit my tongue more times than I can count. But I've learned to ask myself an important question before I respond. What fruit is going to come from this? Like, am I defending the truth or just my ego? Most of the time, I just let people have the last word in the short term so I can maintain my integrity, reputation, and peace in the long term. Like, the best of us don't call people out, we call them up. We don't agitate, we elevate those around us. Everyone can't do this, but hopefully you can. What's up, y'all?
One more
Look, some
time.
of us are
One more
too
time.
educated, too emotionally intelligent, and too purposed to be engaging in fruitless arguments with people. I see it happen all the time. Someone challenges your position, and suddenly a conversation about content or context turns into a confrontation, a criticism about their character, or ego posturing. Emotionally intelligent people shouldn't be doing that. If you say you're grounded, if you say you are self aware and mature, then this is where that maturity is supposed to show up in how you respond when you're tested by someone who doesn't have it all together. Like, you don't need to get back at them, you need to get better. Elevate your speech to match your spirit. Demonstrate excellence at your level, not ignorance at their level. At the end of the day, it's not about being right. Sometimes it's about staying in right alignment with who you say you are. Trust me, I get it. People twist my words all the time. I've deleted more replies than I've posted, and I've bit my tongue more times than I can count. But I've learned to ask myself an important question before I respond. What fruit is going to come from this? Like, am I defending the truth or just my ego? Most of the time, I just let people have the last word in the short term so I can maintain my integrity, reputation, and peace in the long term. Like, the best of us don't call people out, we call them up. We don't agitate, we elevate those around us. Everyone can't do this, but hopefully you can. What's up, y'all? So, just quick little snippet from that conversation that resonated with me the other day is, how many times are you invited into an argument that you accept the invitation as opposed to saying no thanks? Just because you don't have to attend every conflict that you're invited to. You don't have to respond to every arrow that comes your way, right? And gosh, like, I feel like now more than ever, like, I have these questions and these conversations, like, with my wife and I, just around our kids, right? Like, they have difficulty expressing their emotions, so it shows up in attacks and frustrations because they feel safe, right? Like, that's the other side of it. Like, I get mad, I was like, why do they talk to me like this? And all the therapists out there say, because they feel safe enough to. And I'm like, well, they shouldn't. They should respect your elders. And then, but the thing is that they don't know how to regulate.
So then I got to ask myself, okay, am I responding or reacting? Am I elevating or is this ego? And I I have to catch myself sometimes. Is my response elevating the conversation, looking to create some type of alignment, or am I just posturing ego? Because even that phrase, you should respect your elders. That may be a value that I hold, but like even having to say that is ego. It's like saying, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who you're talking to?" That's just ego. As opposed to, have I shown up in a way that invites respect? Have I elevated the relationship in such a way that allows us to have a conversation that doesn't lead to conflict? Conversation means back and forth. Conflict is right, wrong, and win lose. Um, Anyway, this guy, like follow, put the notification on. Like if you see his stuff, hit the heart button and comment so you can see more of it. This guy's Ryan Dunlap. He's dropping just nuggets everywhere. This is just one of the conversations that stood out that I was just like, oh man, I just got to take notes, take notes, take notes, take notes, um, in that as well. And think about, even in your own like appointments, conversations with agents, having to communicate to sellers, to buyers, good news, bad news, etc. Right? How can you use some of these concepts to further your relationships? I want to open up. I want to open up the floor here and just kind of talk. Like, what did you hear from that? What landed, and what kind of challenged the way that you show up? Because for me, there were several bookmark, like, oh, asterisks, asterisks, asterisks. There's something that I need to revisit and listen and try to catch myself in real time, which is in itself its own challenge.
I liked the part where he said something about it's not being right, it's about staying in right alignment with who you are. And that one really struck home because I can't tell you how many times I've tried to be right and then just not felt good about it afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what has to happen in order for you to be right?
Someone has to be wrong.
Correct. Yeah, and that's a lose.
Yeah,
And how many times, like when you're talking with people, do you love being proven wrong?
right.
Does that elevate the
No.
relationship? Yeah, zero times.
Hmm.
I love being corrected by people. Love it. No, said no one ever, right? And even the littlest things that I sometimes will do inadvertently, like correct somebody's sentence, like if they misspoke or said the wrong word, like I'll jump in and be like, "Well, did you mean to say?" And they're like, "Yeah, but thanks for pointing it out. Like that feels great." I'm like, "Ooh," right? Like, oh, like so I catch myself from that. Because why do we do that? Why do we do that? Why do we point out or highlight their error, if you will? Right? That's I don't know what it is, but it's not good. It's ego. It's like it's ugh. When I like kind of remove myself and look back and just kind of watch it from a third party perspective, I'm go, ooh, I don't like that. Other examples of what showed up in that conversation for you guys? Anything come to mind? Anything recent?
Not really, but I think just within this job itself, like you're automatically put in its stage as if you're on two different sides. I mean, you are on two different sides, but I think that mentality kind of goes across, in deals where like you're just still just operating on two different sides and it's almost, set up as, us versus them. And one of the things that, I mean, I don't, deal with conflict, and it's pretty easy for me just to, not do that. But I feel like it's helped, if whenever I get into a deal now, it's more of, okay, how do we come together to make this work as opposed of how does our side win, and that just,
Yeah.
that changes, deals 100%.
And so I love this, right? So everyone is on a different chapter of their journey when it comes to emotional intelligence, EQ, right? And for whatever reason, and I don't, there's certain schools of thought, whether it's training or environment, where they teach agents to, like, if you really want to be a good fiduciary, you got to fight for your client. And just even that statement itself creates conflict, right? Got to fight for your client. So they come into these conversations and these negotiations that are like adversarial. And like the energy gets really, really wonky. And I mean, I got caught in something like that in the past as well. And I just had somebody go, hey, 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 listen, I love how passionate you are for your client. We both want the same thing. We want this deal to happen. You're working for your client. I'm working for mine. Let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. And they just pulled it back. And I go, cool. And I was like, such a cool lesson. They're like, oh man, all right, let's figure this out. And gosh, the one phrase at the end saying, sometimes I'll let people feel like they're right in the short term to preserve the relationship in the long run. And then I got to think back to myself, okay, well, how many relationships did I cut off in the long run because I needed to be right in the short term? Like, shoot, dang it. Um, yeah. So that video hit in a way. There was another video that I can't find it. I saw it once and then it's disappeared from my algorithm. I can't search for it. I don't know how to find it. And it was so powerful. And I don't know. It just escaped me. I must have been listening to it while I was driving, and it was just kind of playing in the background. And I'll do my best to paraphrase this. And it was a mom talking about a conversation she was having with her daughter, and it was their daughter was freshman or sophomore in high school, younger, uh, lower classmen, if you will, and they were talking about a conversation that the daughter was having with her guidance counselor at the school, and the guidance counselor was recommending these AP classes or etc. But there was the daughter was also in like all of these other activities and wasn't sure that they could take on the workload, etc. And the mom went to the daughter and says, "Well, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do?" And the daughter's like, "Well, I don't want to disappoint the guidance counselor." And the mom's like, hold on. What? Like, you don't want to just, honey. She goes, honey, they don't get, like, don't worry about the guidance counselor. And then the mom, froze and she goes, so I thought for a second, she's like, I realized I needed to take a stand in that part of the conversation. She goes, honey, you need to go out and make sure you're disappointing everybody that you can. And I was like, huh? What? And she goes, think about the word itself, disappoint. And what's in that word? It's a point. And every time that we feel like we have to please somebody else, what we're doing is we're appointing them in a level above us. And the challenge is that as we're trying not to disappoint people, we're putting ourselves below everybody. And so she says, honey, your goal is to go and disappoint as many people as possible. You need to take people down. Like no one's above you. Do what you need to do. And she goes, even you, mom? And she goes, especially me. She goes, I want you to live your life. I'm going to give you ideas and advice, but it's your life. I don't want you to just do something because you think it's going to make me happy or not happy, right? Like it's your life. Go and disappoint, unappoint remove people from their appointed positions in your life. Like, don't go and be offensive, but she said, go and disappoint, as in, stop putting people above you. And for those that are self proclaimed people pleasers, you know the struggle. Those of you that are self proclaimed yes people understand this. And it's terrifying to say no or not do what somebody asks or let someone down when they're not thinking about it. Anyways, there was that conversation that stuck out, and I wanted to share that with you guys because it was so like the way that she framed it was so controversial at first, and then when she explained it, I was like, oh, that was so good. That makes sense. What are your thoughts around disappointing everybody?
So recently, at the end of the school year, my youngest son, Fox, he tried out for percussion for band. Well, he had to go test out a bunch of different instruments. Tried out for French horn and discovered that he loves the French horn. But dad's a drummer. Dad has been a drummer since he was really little. And so he went ahead and tried out for the percussion team. They take about 5% of the people that try out because that's what everyone wants to go be a cool drummer, right? And so he tried out, and they have to, if you try out for percussion, you've got to have a backup. So he listed French horn as a backup. So he got his letter in the mail the other day, just like 2 weeks ago, and it said that he made the percussion team, and his face fell. Like, he was actually really bummed because he loves the French horn so much. But then dad is like, no, I mean, drummers are the cool ones, and you've got a built-in teacher right here. I can help you. You're going to have so much fun. And Fox is like, okay, I'll do it. And I can see, though, like exactly like this mom said, like he's doing that because he wants to please dad, but he internally is not super thrilled about it. And so this is exactly a conversation I'm having. Like, we still have time right now. Band hasn't started yet. It's summertime. Like, is this having a conversation with him, like, is this really what you want to do? Are you doing this for you, or are you doing it because you know it's what dad wants you to do? And then also having the conversation with my husband, like, listen, I know he's your last shot at one of the four kids being a drummer, but is it about what you want for him, or is it about what Fox wants? Because y'all, I've never seen a kid get so happy about playing the French horn. And he loved it, but he also was like, well, maybe dad'll be right. So like, we're living that out right now, like living that conversation, and that's hard. It's hard on both sides. It it's hard to see. It was very hard. Like, I actually videoed when he opened up the letter that he made percussion because I thought that he'd be excited. It's not a happy, exciting video. Like, I didn't post it or anything because he is not thrilled about this. But right now, he's still going with it. And I'm just like, how do I teach him that it's okay to disappoint dad? And how do I teach dad that it is okay? Zach just texted me. He said, tell your husband he can have a grandkid be a drummer. Yes. So how do I also like teach my husband, have that conversation with him? Like, it's okay for us to just let him do what he wants. And then I'm kind of in the middle, like navigating both of these things. That's tough. That's real tough. So not really anything to add other than I'm living through that exact thing right now, and it is a challenge.
Yeah. Anyone have thoughts around that?
Drums all the way.
Drums on the
I mean, we thought that he'd be excited about that, and he just went, like, his whole body changed. And I was like, how on earth, of all things, I wasn't a French horn player. Dad's been a drummer. He still plays drums at our church. Like, he's grown up around that. We thought that's what he would want. And
Yeah.
nope.
Isn't that funny?
Does dad see the Does dad see that though, or does he
Uh-huh.
not see that? Oh, he does. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, he was there when Fox opened the letter, and he's like, "It's okay, Fox. Just trust me. You're gonna get in there, and it's gonna be fun. You're gonna have so much fun, and all these different opportunities." And Fox is like, "Okay," and just, but he's just not pumped about it. But we see that in all kinds of things, right? Have always been a people pleaser at heart. And it's like, okay, well, I'll do this thing that I don't necessarily love. But I can also speak from experience too, that when I start doing the things that I really, really love, it changes the experience that other people have with me, because it's like, man, she's in this bubble of like, she found her good spot, like her sweet spot, right? And so it affects everybody around you in a positive way. And then internally, what it does for me, knowing that I'm going to do what I love instead of just trying to please somebody else, it changes to everything. Like your confidence grows, your self, I don't know what the word is that I'm like it. I don't know. Everything is more positive and growing, and it just bleeds out around you whenever you do decide to step into that sweet spot of things that you love and not just want to please everybody else. So sorry, that's long. Like that rant. I mean, we're like over time, kind of rambled. Sorry.
No, and it's some of the most challenging and the biggest impactful things that we can be working on is this exact conversation, right? The mindset piece, right? Because that's the hard part, right? Navigating people, and everybody's at a different spot, right? So how can you? This. I think this is this is the conversation that needs to continually be had over and over again. How do we continue to level up our mindset? How do we work with others that are on different parts of their journey without making people feel wrong, small, or otherwise, right? How do we invite people to grow with us, alongside us, or, don't leave scorched earth in your path, right? Not being better than, etc. But yeah, so it's 9:32. We got to respect that time. We got to get after it. So we'll see you Wednesday, same time, same channel. Go have an amazing week, and invite people to elevate in the conversation. Go check out Mr. Dunlap's page and go scroll through some of his videos. You will, if you like that one, you will enjoy the rest of what he offers. And it's just I like listening to the guy talk. He's so calm. He's like, hey, all right, blah 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 blah. Big words. Big point. Gold nugget. Thank you. Anyways, cheers. Take out. Bye.